Hi, I hope you all are doing well. Those who are new to my page, I'm Dr. Monica Sharma, your sleep and wellness doctor. Well, nothing looks more peaceful than a sleeping child. But even when they are curled up and tucked into bed, their brains are working hard on developmental activities like memory consolidation, which is a process of putting experiences in order, learning what's important and unlearning what's not. So, sleep is crucial for everyone, but especially for kids who are developing both mentally and physically. We are learning more and more about the impact of sleep on regulatory hormones. For example, in kids, the most intense period of growth hormone release is shortly after the beginning of deep sleep. So, sleep is important, and we are talking about sleep in kids today. Sadly, just knowing your kids need a good night's sleep doesn't mean they'll get it. So, today we'll look at the ways to help your child get good night's sleep. Number one is create an ideal sleeping environment. Your child's room should help promote sleeping. It's best to keep their room dark, quiet, and cool. Some children, especially the younger ones, they want at least some or little light in their room, So a night light or a dim light is perfectly acceptable. And if they can't sleep in total silence or you want to drown out some noises, from the rest of the house, I'll suggest you use a noise machine or a fan to create a rhythmic, steady kind of sound. Tip number two, make bedtime a routine. So, creating a bedtime routine for children can take stress out of bedtime for both the parents and the child. See, kids crave and thrive on structure. They want predictability, and it also gives them a sense of safety and security, which is what they want the most right now. So, getting your child into a nightly bedtime routine helps them develop sleep associations that help prepare them for bedtime. So, it's a good idea to begin the bedtime ritual with a wind down time period that begins 15 to 30 minutes before their actual bedtime routine begins. And to start with, you have to turn off all the electronics, turning off the TV, playing relaxing music, dimming the lights, talking softer, or even moving slower. Now, all these are subtle changes. This will give hint some clue that your child will pick up as signs that bedtime is approaching. Now, actual bedtime routine can comprise of many relaxing and sleep promoting activities. Now, a typical bedtime routine sounds like, a relaxing bath, putting on pajamas, brushing their teeth, story time in bed, cuddles, and lots of good night kisses. The routine itself can be altered or changed entirely depending on what you find works for your child's individual needs. So it's not much of the components of the routine that are important, but actually the consistency that is key. So you've got to be consistent with whatever bedtime rituals and whatever bedtime routine you come up with your child. Next step, time together. Some kids, they become very unsettled and anxious around the bedtime or nap time, and that is primarily because they're longing for more attention, from their parents. This is especially true for kids of parents who are working, who are away from them during the day. So, evening time is the only time when kids get their parents' attention. On the other hand, when a caregiver is home all the time, kids become dependent, on mother or caregivers presence for comfort. So either way, spending a few minutes asking kids questions about their day, of course, focusing on the positives, and telling them things that you have noticed about them, it can be a nice ritual. For younger one, for babies, I'll suggest spending extra 5 to 10 minutes cuddling and making eye contact, singing or saying soothing words. Next tip, practice makes perfect. It is very important to start practicing good sleep hygiene. Use bedroom and bed only for resting. Make sure that toys and other distractions are cleaned up before bed, or the best would be that you store them in another area of the house if that is possible. So creating a strong sleep association with the bed and bedroom makes it easier for them to fall asleep there. And the more your mind practices relaxing and falling asleep in a certain place, the easier it becomes. Exercise and plenty of sunlight during the daytime. Daily exercise is an important part of healthy living. It promotes good sleep, and time spent in bright daylight does the same. Now, if your child is having restless nights, if your child is having a hard time at night, it's important to figure out if it's, some form of night terrors, sleepwalking, or nightmares. Nightmares are bad dreams that occur during REM sleep, and they're common in people of all age groups. Now, the distinguishing feature of nightmare is that the dreamer will remember it. So, if your child had a nightmare or didn't sleep well the previous night, you can simply ask them about it in the morning. Explain that nightmares are product of their imagination and reassure them that they are safe. If your child is having night terrors or sleepwalking episodes, I will suggest that you get them evaluated by a sleep specialist. You have to, as a parent, you have to look out for signs for sleep disorders in your child. See, you have established a consistent bedtime routine and you've made adjustments to fit your child's individual needs, but they are still having difficulties with sleeping. Now, this can be a sign that your child is having an underlying sleep disorder. So keep a close eye on both your child's nighttime sleeping behaviors and patterns, as well as how they function during the day. That is very, very important. If they are chronically tired during the day and they have difficulty concentrating on homework, or if they have behavioral problems at home or school, there are behavioral conflicts, excessive crying, tantrum throwing. Now these all could be a sign of an underlying sleep disorder, and if you suspect that your child may have a sleep disorder, you must schedule an appointment with a sleep specialist. And lastly, to all the Thai parents, this too shall pass. If you're facing a little insomniac after all your best efforts, don't despair. Try to pull back and consider what might be going on. Sometimes children regress and they face a new developmental, milestone, and they are just struggling to process a significant effect. So I would say just trust your intuition. That's all I have for you. I hope you'll find it helpful. And if you have anything specific that you want me to discuss, feel free to DM. Until next time, take good care of yourself and sleep well.